Hi, this is Catherine Rosen with Board Game Geek. I'm sitting here with Andrea Chiavezio from What's Your Game, and the designer behind Signorie. So please tell me about the game.
Okay, thank you. Hi everybody.
Signorie is a 2-4 player strategic German game, let's say, and it's set in the Middle Ages in Italy. And you as a player are the head of a noble family in Italy. And your main goal through the 7 turns of the game will be to find a career for your sons and nephews, or end a good strategic wedding for your daughters and female nephews, because you know at that age it works like that way.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yes. So sorry, no equality in
history is history,
but
right?
history is history. Yeah. So going a little bit in the mechanic of the game, the core mechanic of the game is a draft of dice. We have 5 different color of dice and one dice of each color for every player.
Okay, so for...
Yes, so in a 2-player game like here, we will have 2 dice in each of the 5 colors.
And then a 4-player game will have 4.
Yes. Dice are rolled at the beginning of every turn, and when it's a player turn, you simply take 1 die and you put it on your board. We can show the board, and there are 5 slots, 1 for each color. You match the dice with the color. If the number of the dice is the same or higher than the number on the slot, then you can perform one of the actions at no cost.
So the lower ones will be easier to do, whereas the higher one you'll be harder to manage.
Yes. If you place a lower number, like a 3 on a 5 slot, you have to pay the difference in coins.
All right.
So you pay 2 and you still perform your action. So you might say, okay, picking a high number is always better, but it's not like that. Because in a turn you will pick 4 of the 5 dice, and at the end you will add up the numbers. If the total is 13 or lower, you get a lot of bonuses which are linked to the round. Let's say this is round number 2. In the current round we will have 5 career points, a marriage for one of your sons, 2 coins, and so forth. If your total is 14 or higher, no bonus for you.
All right. So you want to get some of the higher ones that are easier, but at the same time you want to keep your total down, right?
Yes. That's the main mechanic of the game and the main challenge you will have. Then to each dice are linked 3 different actions. One is to hire an assistant. You will pay the cost for the assistant, which are those little white discs. And you put it, and the interesting thing is, you put it in a different column than the one you're using the dice.
All right, so if I'm activating it here, I might put it in one of the
it's like
other
with
ones.
the green die, you can put assistant on the gray column. With the gray die on the purple column, purple on red, red on yellow, and yellow back on green. So you can benefit of one assistant in the same very turn you placed it. And they stay there for the rest of the game. They give you extra things, extra actions.
I'm assuming it's connected to what the symbol on the board is.
It's like, if I have this assistant here and I am performing a pink action, a purple action, I will get 3 free books. And books are used to determine next turn order. And if you score many books in a turn, you also get some nice extra points.
Very nice.
But the main goal is to send your sons and daughters to perform actions in the cities. We have 5 actions, 5 cities. Actually, in a 2-players game, we will be using only 3 of the 5 cities. So the board will then look like this.
Okay.
And when you send them, that's the main way to score points. You score points for marriage, and you have to pay for the cost of the marriage. And the more you pay, the nicer is the feast, and so the more points you score.
Exactly.
While for the male, you have them climbing through those careers, which have some points where you earn extra money or books. And when you send them in a diplomatic action, you score points according to the square you are leaving. So the higher you go, the more points you score. You also have missions one of the goals is to marry one daughter to each one of the 6 possible noble family in Italy. And if in that city for that turn is available the correct tile, you can take the tile and put it here, side to your board. At the end of the game, if you have at least 3 tiles of different families, you will score the point for the tiles. Sometimes you can gain a tile from the backflip side. They are worth only 1 point, but they are they are good to complete your set.
Okay, that's interesting.
So and they are easier to get than the right tile at the right moment.
And if you need just one more, then that's a good way to get
if
it.
you need one more, it's always good. So that's the main place where you will score the points, and you will have some extra points at the end of the game. What else? There are secondary missions where you can send your sons and daughters and nephews to retrieve some money, get some books, get the backside of the tile, and so forth. And this is the second action that is always linked to one of the dice. Another important action is during the course of the game, you begin being married to a wife. You see that those white tokens, white meeples, are the neutral families. And if you qualify for the bonus during the different turns, you can also marry your sons. And there is one action that will allow you to have nephews. You roll the white dice, and according to the score, you can have male or female nephews. We know that there is a more fun way to do that, but in a board game, we will just roll dice.
Yeah.
Well, to really summarize, this is it. The last 2 turns are slightly different because they are mostly used for scoring. Those tiles are selected randomly at the beginning of the game, and they also set you goals to get extra points. Like in this case, we have 2 extra points for each daughter you have married during the game at that point. And in this case, is 4 extra points for each son that you send to a mission in a different city.
Okay.
So
you want to keep these in mind.
You want
at the
to
same
keep
time.
this in mind
Yeah.
to set your long-time strategy. So it's immediate tactic in choosing the dice, and long-time strategy in collecting the tiles and looking at the bonuses.
Great. So how many players does it play? Up to 4 or?
It's up to 4 players.
Up to 2 to 4.
2.
And how long does a game typically take to play?
Full game with 4 players will last about 2 hours, I would say, while 2 players that know the game can play in 40 minutes.
Okay.
So it really depends on the number of the player and your familiarity with the game. After the first turn, the game goes really smoothly because everything you do in your turn is picking one die, paying the cost if you do, and choosing one of the 3 actions and perform it. So it does not have a lot of complex steps. Once you are in the mechanics, it goes very smoothly.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That is Signorie
Signorie.
from What's Your Game?
Thank
You very much.